Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to episode 2 of the £10 SoRare Road to Glory. So, how did episode 1 go? It went pretty well in my opinion. I was very happy when we bought a lot of cards. Bear in mind we only had £10 to work with, and we've already managed to flip a few of them on. So we ended the last episode with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players, but 2 of those players have already sold on. So, let's go and show you guys what we've managed to sell on. If you ever want to look at your sales, all you got to do is click on your little logo. You go to My SoRare, and then you go to My Listings. There you go to Sold. And there we go. So, ignore these. These are, I guess, what sold on before. But we went and sold ourselves on the Vasilios Lampidopoulos. So, we can go and grab him over on SoRare data. So, we went and picked him up for £1.03 last night, about 8 PM. And we then went and sold him at 6:30 in the morning. Someone is very eager. 6:30 in the morning for £1.45. So that's going to be a 40p profit. Again, it sounds very minuscule, but you've got to work with what you've got. You know, and you've only got yourself £10, you've got to take the 40p profits because they add up. And again, in the end of the day, you've got to take it all as a snowball effect. You know, the more money you have, the more money you can make. So if we're almost, I guess, you know, making about half the amount of money that the card cost me, that's not too bad. We then come to the second deal that I went and sold on a trade offer. I think I was trying to sell him for I was trying to sell him at 240, but because there are a few on the market at 240, and I was like, well, I'm not actually able to sell too much on at the moment. I was quite content just with another 40p profit. So bought him last night at £1.84, sold him today at £2.26, taking on a 42p profit. So in terms of actually selling stuff so far, we're at an 84p profit presumably. If you guys are interested in signing up to SoRare, there is a referral link down below. You get yourself a free card after winning 5 cards on the bidding auction. It also helps me a lot more with this content because obviously this is a little bit of a risk for my FIFA content, so it does help support the channel. So thank you very much on that. And on top of that, it is real life money, so please do be responsible. There is money to be made, as well as there is money to be lost. So I'll go and show you guys what we do. We head over to SoRare data. We then go and head over here to the market and then click on live offers. There you go, you can see that. That's then going to give you this page right here. Now, this is great, but show me cards for 300 quid. Put it politely, the Road to Glory is not on 300 quid day 2. So we're going to head down into the price filter. We're going to click filter by price, aka looking at the certain prices I'm looking at. 0. Yeah, we'll look at cards. We'll look at cards as cheap as 0, and then right here I'm going to go 0.0012. This is basically going to be the equivalent of £2 worth of Ethereum. I'm then going to go and press apply, and what you'll see is all the cards popping up, no more than £2.50. We're now going to go and hit floor price. This basically means that the card we're looking at is the cheapest on the market. Floor meaning the bottom. So by clicking floor price, it means you don't look at anyone who isn't the cheapest on the market of that player. You're then going to click on under most recent average. Most recent average is what they've sold for in the last 3 days. So you want to be looking at players cheaper than they've been in the last 3 days, because in theory, that's a deal. Definitely not always, but it can be. Let's go to Daniel Crivetta. Let's just say, for example, he was a deal. So let's go and find him over on SoRare. There we go. So if I quite liked him, but he wasn't quite a deal, what I do, let's say, for example, he sells for like £1.60. Obviously, I wouldn't go and buy here. It's only 20p cheaper. So what I'm going to do is go and send him over a trade offer. I'll go and put £1 here, and what this will do right here is it'll go and send him a £1 trade offer. And that's going to be the plan of today's, episode, is send over loads and loads and loads of trade offers, because it's one of the most efficient ways of sourcing deals, because a lot of stuff that's just listed for really cheap gets sniped. So if you're sending over trade offers, obviously they're not being sniped. Your best people to get trade offers are people who haven't bought the card in the last few days, and mainly people who've got them from rewards or bought them ages ago. That's because the incentive on these guys isn't going to be to try and make maximum profit. It's just going to be to try and shift the player and get as much, shift the player and just get the money ASAP, really, rather than profit incentive to sell. So without further ado, let's go show you guys some trade offers we're sending over. And what we're going for right now, maybe an extremely ambitious card to try and sell. We're going for a rare right here for £3. So let's go and send over the trade offer right here. I'll be honest, I probably could just straight up buy this card, but I feel like it would be the pain to go and sell. This guy, when I picked him up, he only picked him up 12 days ago, so he's probably in no mad hurry. He did pick him up for 6, and since is now listing for 4, so he's definitely in some level of hurry to go and sell. We go look at his data, and for a rare, this actually isn't looking too bad. We'll take off expiring listings. We're looking here at 5, 5, 5. Did go down there at 4, 5, you know, so, like, I'll be honest, the buy now 4 is not that bad, other than it's 40% of my budget, so I don't really fancy it. But yeah, in terms of like for a rare, monthly and weekly like buys and sells, they're really not looking too bad whatsoever. So yeah, I'll be honest with you, it should hopefully be quite an interesting deal if we can manage to win him. Honestly, I'm very tempted to just straight up buy him at 7. Be interested if he accepts it or rejects it. So he rejects it. Does he reject it because no, he didn't? Let's go and send over a £3.50 because I do want to buy this card. I'm not gonna lie, because I do think there's a bit of money. It's just rares, you know, rares are an absolute nightmare to go and sell on when it comes to cards because the demand for rares just isn't there like it is for non-rares. But it should be like it should be 170. The only problem is I'm pretty sure this is ahead of game week, and pre-game week he looks like a bit of a nightmare. The one thing to do when looking at rares, by the way, is this. This right here will show you all these, you know, we normally see blue numbers, or blue which is bids, red which is trade offers, and purples which are buy nows. Well, what we can do right now is we can set expired listings, and that will show me cards that are listed but not sold. They might wonder, what's the relevance of that? Well, it's just interesting to see when someone's trying to sell them, but they can't sell them. Like, Ito hasn't been able to sell them at 750, which is why he's listing him for 4. I mean, that's it's quite the... He's giving up quite fast there. Not gonna lie. Is he gonna let me have him? Come on, let me have him. Did he let me have him? Oh! 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 Very, very interesting. I'll be honest with you, this guy's given up so fast. I don't know how many times has he tried to sell him and not sold him. Bear in mind, this guy's literally sold on for like at least 6, 7 this week. And I know why. The utility of this guy is he fills up that empty spot. Basically, he fills up the goalkeeper spot. I'm very, very happy with that. But yeah, what I'd be interested to see, can we see how many times he hasn't been able to sell him? Has he only tried to sell him once? So he bought him last week. Can we find any of his... Because again, what we can do is we can find how many times he sold him for him to lose his patience. Because he's lost his patience here. No, whatever. Well, it seems like he listed him once. You can see right here where he listed him once. And he listed him... When did he list him? He listed him an hour ago. And he didn't sell within an hour. So he went, screw listing him for £7.50. Let me go list him for £4. Like, I'll be honest, this is it's just such a, I don't know, each their own. Well, another man's, I don't know, quote Malcolm Moore or something. But not bad. So he tried selling him at £7.50. I did want to try and win him for 3. I do think that's actually being really ambitious because 4 was actually a deal. Which is why I've actually gone and followed up with a £3.50. Because 4, again, was still a really good deal. Bear in mind, we look at his weekly data and, you know, look at that. Like, you know, just yesterday he sold on for £5.50, £5.70, and these guys went and, you know, managed to somehow get £7 for him. So what I would be interested to see, because this will actually have a bit of an effect on selling him, and probably something I should have checked previously, is what are the others listed on the market for? £7, £7, £10, £10. Okay, so that's, you know, that's, I mean, I still don't understand why he's gone and panic sold him like that. Can we see these more? Because you can also see this data right here, which is what they've sold for. So we've got trade. Can we see anything in the last week? So £6. Yeah, I mean, it's the same as SoRare data, really. So we got these up for 7. I'm probably going to go list them up for, should I go £6.50? I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's a cracking deal. It's a cracking deal. Yeah, so we went and bought on a trade offer for £3.50. Do you know what? I'm not going to be, because obviously this is still a pretty decent portion of our money. We'll go list them up for 6, and this should hopefully turn over... Can we list them for 6? There you go. That'll still turn over about a £2.50 profit. But yeah, really, really happy with that. And yeah, just really interesting just seeing, you know, the workings of that guy listing him up. So hopefully, biggest profit so far. Trading with rare cards on episode 2. You can see you get rare cards for so cheap when they're completely useless. I presume this is a retired goalkeeper. Tell you what, since getting the older Chris Tays, there's been a lot of interest in him. I mean, in the last, like, probably half an hour, we've had an offer of £4.70. Don't really fancy that. That's about, what, £1.20 profit. And I got an offer of £5.50, which would be already a £2 profit. So, some time has passed during the day, and, yeah, we haven't really been trading. We've just been letting our players sell on during the day. So, what's happened during the day? Well, you'll see that we are missing some players. Or more importantly, we're missing that rare I showed you earlier. Now, I was showing you earlier that I had some trade offers of £4.50, £5.50, and I did deny the £5.50 because I was like, well, you know, there seems to be a bit of demand. Well, we went about 4 or 5 hours and I had no trade offers. So I was like, well, I'll just list them for £5.50 because he still looks like a deal at £5.50, and I'm still coming in at a £2 profit at £5.50, and, you know, lucky enough, he sold within like an hour or two. So let's go and show you guys, on top of that, we've sold 2 of the cards we bought yesterday. So let's go and walk you guys through a few of the cards we got yesterday and the sales. So, first off, we're starting here with Chris Sietz. If we can head over here and look at the rare card. There's our buy this morning for £3.48. And there's the sale just later this afternoon for £5.46. So £2 profit right there. Very, very happy with that. We've also gone and sold on Mario Andrić. Went and bought him yesterday for £1.03. And we sold him today at £1.82. Very nice. And the final deal is a Yuya Tagaki, who we went and bought for 82p. And we sold for £1.42. So very, very nice on those 3 deals. And we're actually in quite an interesting position because I'm now on £9.30. But what's quite interesting is yesterday we had 0.045 each. So in theory, I'm on the same starting budget as I had yesterday. Just we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 players, which, you know, as you can see on average, basically coming in about £1.50 times 4 is £6. You can see where the £6 profit is. So very, very happy on how we're doing because we're in the same position we were yesterday, but we've got deals selling on. So without further ado, let's get back underway with some more trading with, you know, a lot of trade offers. So we might have scouted ourselves quite a nice deal right here. We got ourselves a Murillo. Now he goes for about 4, but to play it safe, he goes for about 350. Well, after looking at this guy bought him an auction, well, absolutely donkey years ago for 28, and he's looking to sell him now. So I'm going to go off the presumption that this guy's kind of like fed up of him just sitting in the club, and he's listed about 50p cheaper than what he normally goes for. So I'm not going to lie, this is, you know, I don't really like going for, you know, stuff that's, I don't know, insulting or anything. But we're going to go and send over a £2.50 offer just because I'm hoping that he's here and he's, you know, he's just fed up that he's lost so much money on this guy, and he's just like, oh, you know, yeah, go on then, I'll take £2.50 and I'll let him go. Because hopefully, we're in for £2.50 now and we're going to send him for 4, or at worst, £3.50. So, yeah, just another trade-off we're sending over here. Literally, the card we just sent someone over a trade-offer for has been listed for the price I wanted to send over a trade offer. So I would have showed you earlier me trying to get a trade offer on Murillo. Well, yeah. As though we're just going to buy him right here at, I believe it's £2.50 did I buy him for? So not bad. Again, you know, how luck comes around. So there you go. He won him at 280. Maybe he's tried listing him and hasn't sold him. But yeah, we're going to try and go probably £3.50 for him. But yeah, just won him there at £2.60. Not bad. I mean, that's... You know, I guess it's just the luck of... I didn't even check the... Well, I slimly checked the price of him. But I was very confident of his price off the back of the other guy. But there we go. So we're going to go and win in there at £2.60. We're going to head over to cards right here. Again, it'll pop up in a sec. We'll go listen for about £3.50. And yeah, nice little £1 profit on the likes of Murillo. Off the back of not winning a trade-off from Murillo. So we're going to win another deal right here, which was a Euros Derek. These guys are a nightmare to find on SoRare data because the D... doesn't, like, if you use the just normal keyboard D, does not pop up. So you have to type Euros to go and find him. Well, we've gone and picked him up here for 0.81. For someone who doesn't play, he actually has very, very consistent sales. Yeah, we want him here for 0.81. We could probably go for 0.6, but I think we're going to go closer to 0.4. Let's have a little look. If I look at the right now, the cheapest on the market, yeah, there's loads up for 0.6. So we're going to go for 0.4 on him. Sorry, 1.4. Which would make us make a nice little 60p profit on that. So, not bad. It's been a while since we've won a card, but there is trade offers working pretty well. I'm not sure if I showed that trade off because we've been doing a fair bit of trade offers and I thought it might get a little bit too boring for you guys. So, we've just won an absolutely cracking deal here on the likes of Edouard Perriardo. Cool, yeah, it's pretty decent. So, I saw that this guy won him in an auction last month at 13 quid, and I was like, oh, you know, no one's going to be overly happy, you know, buying for 13 quid, and he had him up for £4.50. And £4.50 was already slightly low on this guy's price. Bear in mind, he's been about 5 to 5.50. Well, I was trying to, you know, read the person, and I was like, well, you know, if you're going to go and listen at 4.50 when he seems relatively comfortably selling at 5, I'll go and send over a 3.50. I'll be honest, I did not expect to win this whatsoever. I just thought, well, you know, bit of a throwaway. I was going to order a bit of food, so I thought, well, you know, I'll send over what I would deem slightly insulting trade offer. Expect it to be denied, and yeah, it hasn't been denied. So not bad. So we've gone and won this guy for 3.50. As I say, we look at his data, and he's, you know, had consistent sales at 5. Now we've got our good friend Bologna right here at 4.80. I think what I'm going to go for is 4.60. 4.60 leaves it being the cheapest on the market. It's also like still 50p cheaper than what it was previously. I made myself about £1.10 profit on that. And again, it's still 40p cheaper than what he normally goes for. So, and we even look at his weekly data. He has really, really good amount of sales. You know, £5, £5 over here for 80, £5, £5. You know, he sells all week. So, really, really nice sort of card to buy, because you'd expect a quite decent sell-off. So we are going to be wrapping it up and calling it a day on today's episode. So it's not been too bad. We're ending on £18 profit, which we've gone from £14 from the beginning. So haven't made, I guess, as high of a percentage of our, I guess, our total to work with. But another £4 won't go amiss. We're also in a pretty decent position because we've got £4 liquid going in tomorrow's episode, rather than last episode where I just ended with nothing going into the next day, which means we'll probably have like 10 to maybe, you know, 13, 14 pounds to work with tomorrow, given a few cards sell on, which was a lot, you know, which is a lot better to get stuff selling on. I mean, we're going from about £10 to hopefully about £25 in 3 days, and you know, that's when you start getting a good bit of money to work with. So ending off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deals. And again, I might go and pick up the odd deal maybe when editing. So, yeah, not too bad of a day. Tomorrow's trading should be really good. What I'm going to try and focus on tomorrow is you'll see a few of these guys have red crosses. And that basically means that they are not eligible to be used in the SO5. What I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to trade with players who are only eligible in the SO5, because it should mean that I should be able to flip them a lot faster. And also, they're a little bit more expensive, but now we're getting up to, you know, 18, 20s. Sort of pounds. We can trade with cards. Basically, we can be a little bit more picky with the sort of cards we're trading with, because, you know, we've got more money to work with. So, you know, and I mean, players who actually play in the SO5 are normally more expensive. So that is the plan of tomorrow. Just do a lot of trading with players who are going to be only available to use in the SO5. So also because we're starting with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are really, really good days to trade. You get a lot faster pace than the weekend. There's quite a lot of sell-off on the weekend. So, yeah, we could expect stuff to be a little bit slower. So, should hopefully pick up tomorrow. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the episode. The support on the first episode was absolutely insane. So, thank you very, very much for that. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another episode of the £10 SoRare Road to Glory.